So before I do my typical intro here, I wanted to ask you guys, considering you're Phish fans and therefore pseudo lighting experts, whether or not the lighting in this video is okay to you. And if you're saying, well, Sohum, there's nothing wrong with it, we don't even notice a difference, that's all the better for me, because lately I've been having a lot of headaches. So with headaches comes a lot of light sensitivity, and I've dimmed all of the lights around me, and I found a way to convert all of the web pages and apps that I frequent to dark mode. And if you guys don't know about this, I highly encourage you to do the same for yourselves. I like it for aesthetic reasons too, but it also is a little bit easier on the eyes. But yeah, that's all. Today, we are going to be reacting to more Phish. The song in question is Tube, and this particular performance was from about 4 months ago, and apparently it's 11 and a half minutes long, but 10 of those minutes, or maybe 9, some change, is all improv. So 90% of what we're going to listen to today is just off the dome, which is pretty in line with what we'd expect from Phish. You could say that the song is fully composed 100% the other direction, and I would still want to listen, but super excited as always to check this out. Before we do, a huge thanks to Matthew the Cheeky for making this request. But now, we jump in. Guys, do the dark mode, I'm telling you. It is a life hack. Oh my god. Okay, so it came out of focus and into focus. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. Man, I would not be ready for optical illusions today.
After I crashed and nothing burned.
Right away.
Do tigers sleep in lily patches? Do rhinos run from thunder? I got an ache in my left ear and I felt it twinge, but I still could hear it. Made me think I would not be burned, but give myself to science. I felt that I could help. In science, I felt that I could help.
Give myself to science, alright.
Paranoid, the doctor ran, shouting his graphic translation.
You know, I don't know if my dad would want me to share this, but his father, when he passed away, gave his body to science. It's a truly remarkable thing to do.
Paranoid, the doctor ran, shouting his graphic translation. A fortnight of horror, gang wars and hills with wretches, spewing forth their color. He purposely waited till I was done to knock on the laboratory door, accusing me of ruining the fun. He knocked on it some more. The fun, he knocked on it some more.
Literally within 1 minute we have entered Frogland. You can hear Mike pretty pronounced in this. Why am I not able to hear Paige? I can see his fingers doing the things, and I just can't match the sound to what he's playing. The reflection in the piano, wow. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me again. love what Mike is doing on this. And Trey is just like riveting all around him. Okay, I can more clearly hear Paige now, as all the sounds are like coming together. Maybe I need to hire one of the Phish lighting guys. They know what they're doing. Having a brain blast. Is tube the same thing as first tube? Or are those two different songs? Because I listened to first tube, like now like the name is coming back to me. I listened to first tube earlier this month. Are these the same? I'm going to look it up on the side here. No, First Tube and Tube are two different but related Phish songs, often considered part of a Tube trilogy, with Tab's Last Tube, but they have distinct origins in music, with Tube being an older, funkier classic and First Tube a newer rocking anthem. There's Tube, First Tube, and Last Tube, and First Tube is Second Tube, and Tube is First Tube. Brother. Funky is right. Oh, I like the ascending melody in Paige's keys. Oh, wow. The visuals are really cool here. Cage's melody here. It's a perfect counterpoint to Trey. Go, John is cooking. It's the Trey and Paige show, undoubtedly. Everyone's tone is cleaned up by this point. Whoa, what a switch. Like almost into like a blues rock, hard rock feel here. Really cool.
An apple or a grape could put forth a cloud of mercury. Car on a freeway in Los Angeles once the spraying has been done. It's a sport made from necessity, your portrait of your past. There's a money in the cabinet. Are there no more arrows left? What's that rubber bottle doing here? How's that napkin fold?
I'll never understand their lyrics.
To $1 now for a shelf of pregnant heads. Robert Palmer is a blow. The gams are so stupendous. Living in this tube, so stupendous. Living in this tube, so stupendous. Living in this tube, so stupendous.
Yeah, this one is a good one. I think like in the beginning, I wasn't so confident that I would like end up liking the feel if it stayed in that original place, because it was just too hard to like hold on to melodically. And even in the frog section, like that was fun to listen to, but like I couldn't pick up on any any one melody that was getting repeated. Everything just kept coming at us out of left field to me. Different motifs and different little phrases thrown here and there that were identifiable but not necessarily repeated. So it just felt like for the first 3-4 minutes I was like floating in this swampland without any sight of land. But then as the tone of the piano, as the tone of Trey's guitar started to change to be more clear, that's when like melodically I was more hooked, and that's actually when the energy of the actual performance started to rise in a very noticeable way. And early on too, it's not like we didn't have any melody to hang our hats on. It was, I thought, primarily in what Mike was doing, but those are very low frequencies and hard to discern when you have all of the froggy business happening around him. So in that kind of context, it was harder to be as appreciative of what Mike was doing there. But as things started to clear up and we made it towards the end, the huge rise and crescendo in Trey's playing, in Page's playing, that's where things made more sense to me melodically and had me energetically. In particular, I really liked the way Page complemented Trey in the building of this solo. It's as if when Trey was rising and kind of repeating certain phrases and then doing his typical thing of modifying the phrase after one pass, Page was doing the same thing, but in reverse. He was going down. He was traveling lower in frequency. So as Trey is rising and ascending, he's meeting Page on the way down. So there's moments where they kind of bleed into one another. And this is a technique that I've heard them employ quite a bit. And it's not just with Page and Trey. Like literally we heard Page, Trey, and Mike all do it in the beginning of this track where everything was bleeding into each other. It's just so cool how they mastered production, mastered their instruments, mastered songwriting, mastered lighting, and then said, hey, let's keep doing more. Let's keep pushing the envelope. This is a fun one today. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. If you did, and you want to request more Phish, you can do so by hitting the first link down below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and peace. Use dark mode.